what I want her to hear. This game, this how you play. This how you catch a bitch, man. You niggas don't know. All this, hey, you heard ABC? It's ABPs. Always be playing. Always. You never just say something out your mouth, man. Especially when somebody can hear.
Bitch, you know my game tight. You can make me wrong, now how you gon' make it right? Give Cali marijuana in my bone, take a flight. She remind me of the ladies in my song. This my type. Type a nigga name and then see a pimp pop up. Even the most sedity ones behind the tents, my sluts. Lying when I tell the truth, they all convinced I fucked. Who the legal witnesses, they couldn't print my cover. I'm on the word wide tour, getting to it's my plan. And fucking all the bitches I can. She got a date with the dope man. I'ma get it high, leaving none. Mr. Hef, aka he the one. You got me here, now what we doing? There's a line outside our options that I could be screwing. Fighting with my conscience, cause it's you that I'm pursuing. Kick it with that nonsense where you exit and let to it. Sent the whole day stressing by the morning, I'll be straight. If I told them all that I would call and I'll be fake. Please my fucking number, no responses to mistakes. Good as time, doing good, compliments to hate. I'm on the worldwide tour, getting to it's my plan. And fucking all the bitches I can. She got a date with the dope man. I'ma get it high, leaving none. Mr. Hef, aka.
So when you say the first thing, yeah, baby, I'm here. Right. Oh, wow, she's already conjured up the bullshit she didn't heard. She ain't listening to you no more. So what I'm saying is, you gotta understand that first, and then you gotta understand the way that you actually use this to your advantage is to not be like that. When the bitch say some stupid ass fucking shit, all right, I'm gone.
She on a pill, I'm on that pink. Her legs on my shoulders, her ass on my sink, my phone ringing. She ain't even blink, shit kept ringing. Wonder what he must think. I ain't got the time, baby, don't quit him. Pillow on her face, sound pillow, talk with him. I bag him up, brag him, then forget him. Knock some years off him, let you niggas babysit him. I'm on the worldwide tour, getting to it's my plan. And fucking all the bitches I can. She got a date with the dope man. I'ma get it high, leaving none. Mr. Hef, aka he the one.
I ain't gotta spend my time with you. If you wanna fuck with me, fine. It's about pimping with me. But about me trying to convince you that I'm pimping, fuck you, bitch. There's way too many motherfucking hoes out there for me to go fuck with you. Than to sit up in here and try to talk you into fucking with me, bitch. Make me look little to sit up in here and try to talk your motherfucking bitch ass into, fucking with me. If you can't see it, then, you lose. I'm the motherfucking prize. I'm the prize. You not the prize. I can have 7 motherfuckers like you. You can't never find another motherfucker like me.
And welcome. A couple of seconds. Definitely trying to see where, if anything, the Queen's Supreme Court emergency meeting with Funky Dineva and the Queen's Supreme Court Dishonorable Judge C.S. Madison is going to be doing an emergency meeting right here, right now. So I'm trying to see if they are on, and they are on. We are going to step foot into the courtroom. Just give me 1 second. Want to step foot right into the courtroom, and we want to get jury people in. Let's see what they're doing right here, right now. Okay, let's see what's here. All right, so we do see that they are here, and it looks like, okay, I'm not really sure how this is happening, but if anything, let me see. Okay, so it looks like hold on, let's get the jury people in. If anything, it seems like they are using StreamYard, and the Queen's Supreme Court don't have a special guest, but Funky Dineva is here, as we can see her, and that's Chi Chi right there, and that's Funky Dineva, and I'm not really sure what's happening, but I do know that.
I'm so sorry, I forgot this one. Goodbye.
Okay, we may be having technical difficulties going on.
But my screen done froze up over here, y'all. Hold on, bitch. We got so many people that came in this motherfucker. The internet, Dineva, the internet is going crazy because we on the quarantine. Hold on, no, we just got to take that out. We got to use this one. Can y'all see me? Y'all can see us right here. Hold on, I need to look right here. Can you see me, Daniva? Can y'all see me?
I can see you just fine, honey.
You can see me just fine. How you
Thank
spelling,
God.
Daniva?
Hey, huh?
Okay, hold on. Let me put the background in the bag. Hold on. This why I got my computer. Bitch, this shit done went crazy. We got all these people on here, bitch. Everybody on the sick and shut in list, child. Hold on. They say devices is not connected. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay, so if you just joined, this is the Queens Supreme Court, and they are using StreamYard. And I know at some point they were supposed to be doing a jury review, but unfortunately they have Funky Dineva here, and the Queens Supreme Court decided for the T.S. Madison. But I'm pretty sure that they're going to be talking about the quarantine, which everybody is on quarantine for 15 days. Okay, also too, I know that, I've been very busy with that as well. Okay, so it seems like they're using Yardstream. She did say that she was going to be using Yardstream because they didn't have a special guest. So again, let's go ahead and bring the jury people in if we can possibly get them in, because I know that they are definitely waiting patiently to bring them into the room. Okay, so the jury people is in. Welcome to the set. We do know that we have emergency meeting here with Funky Dineva yet again, and also the Honorable Judge. I know we've been real busy with the coronavirus updates, and we do want to get people updated on that. But this is a special session with Funky Dineva, T.S. Madison, and the Queens Supreme Court here in jury review. Okay, so again, she's doing this. We can hear you in the court. We can hear you, and we can hear Funky Dineva.
No, we don't need to come back later. Be careful, cause I'll block your motherfucking ass, bitch.
All right, so.
Motherfucking system in this bitch.
Okay.
With no echo. All right, Dineva, the first thing we got on the docket, bitch, is Magic City, bitch. We got to get right on into this motherfucking shit.
Well, let's get it rolling, baby.
Let's get it rolling, bitch. You know, we used to all this shit, bitch. Just be on the road.
So hear what they say, girl. They say the strippers down.
They say all of the Magic City dancers gonna be on the club's new digital streaming platform, and the subscribers are gonna be able to tip and sometimes chat directly with the children.
Okay, this is jury review, and you guys are watching T.S. Madison and Funky Dineva, or jury review, because we are all quarantined and jury are coming in live via satellite and via camera, along with our jury people here on jury review here on Monday with the Queens Supreme Court.
Than any corona walking around in goddamn Atlanta. But if they gonna lay it low and spread it wide down to the internet for a few dollars, I ain't mad. Cause bitch, we sitting here doing this show from a goddamn closet. So I ain't even mad with them. Get bitch, your right, man, bitch. Listen, we can't get none of that motherfucking corona and shit going on out here, bitch. Not motherfucking never. But see, the thing about it is, they don't need to be worried about that corona. They need to be worried about that gonorrhea, that chlamydia, and that trichomoniasis. Down there. That's what you're worried about. The trichomoniasis, bitch. Trichomoniasis, bitch. Man, it became trichomoniasis, bitch. Girl, since I left.
Okay, so if you're just joining us on here is the Queens Supreme Court. This is jury review with Funky Dineva and T.S. Madison and Chi Chi.
Harvey Weinstein, girl. They done check on Miss Harvey Weinstein, girl. Done got Miss Harvey Weinstein down there to the thing, girl. And they say she done got the coronavirus, Dineva. Well, they don't let Weinstein tell for the coronavirus, bitch. All that Hollywood pussy he don't play in, he better be lucky that's the only virus his ass tested positive. All right. So we ain't feeling sorry for
So Harvey Weinstein tested positive for the coronavirus in Rikers Island jail. And to the jury people, Harvey Weinstein, we do know he was convicted. He received 23 years as a sentence and also facing charges in Los Angeles. So Harvey Weinstein was in Rikers Island, which we did report on this show. He tested positive for the coronavirus, but they did move him out. So at one point, we were at a point to find him guilty.
Bitch, ain't nothing wrong with that bitch other than the fact that he's fat, hairy, and ugly. Ain't nothing wrong with his
But he white, that neighbor, he white.
So we do know that the numbers did rocket higher.
Well, what white people drink? But Pedialyte, give his ass a Pedialyte.
Oh my God. Girl, all right. So we got to move on to some motherfucking real, because this is right now, because Craig gonna shift their ass, don't put the motherfucking docket together, girl. And it was very much so, the coronavirus versus everybody.
Okay.
So this a lot of corona stuff going on. Matter of fact, I need you to read Craig real quick by adding all this corona shit. Let us add the motherfucking showrunner to the thing real quick. There he go.
Craig. Craig. Fire Vincent. Fire Craig.
And bitch, look like we gonna have to fire more, bitch. Cause we was over here working out.
Okay, so this is jury review. You guys are joining. Now Craig, the writer Stewart, has entered into the building here with jury review with T.S. Madison and Funky Dineva. Being though we are on quarantine for the next 15 days.
So Craig, why did you put all this fucking goddamn coronavirus bullshit on here?
Because that's what's current right now. It's affecting everybody.
Oh, you didn't want to come over here and let me cough in your eye, girl, and let you get a little bit of this motherfucker.
That's not how you get it, people. That's not how you get it. Well, droplets, but you should encourage to stay 6 feet and social distance yourself.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's you. Listen.
Social distancing is what they're saying.
YouTube and said you be right there playing that Craig booty, and that's why he your favorite.
Don't you do that. Listen, don't you do that.
What the $1,000? I don't think so.
Don't you do that, motherfucker, Dineva. Listen here. Listen up. Okay? That was you and Craig sharing those deepest secrets out there in the Bahamas when we was out there in the Bahamas, girl.
You should don't tell my business, bitch.
Or wherever the fuck we was at, that was you and Craig out there sharing those motherfucking secrets.
Listen, whatever the fuck me and Craig shared, whatever secret moments we had is not your business. Look at Chi-Chi nosy ass in the back. It ain't none of Chi-Chi motherfucking business. So this damn shit ain't in that bitch. Okay?
Okay.
I don't tell who be running up and through your house and between your legs and in your butt. I would respect the fact, if you want to continue to be friends with me, that you do not tell my business on the internet.
Whatever, okay, I won't do it. I promise. Okay. I won't do it, girl.
Me and Craig went to breakfast every morning down in the Bahamas.
And listen, what you was eating?
Don't mean that we was hunching.
Listen, what was y'all eating down there at the breakfast table?
Conch, bitch. Not to be confused with cock. Conch.
Now listen, we done survived the Holocaust down there in the goddamn what we was at, Dominican Republic. We done survived that. Girl, we done survived all of the damn things, bitch. And motherfucking, we done came back and we gonna survive this corona. Now, Craig, next week, when we do this virtual shit again, I don't want no more of the corona on here, bitch, because it is what it is. Fine with me. Alright. So being that we don't want no more of the corona on this motherfucker, we still in the corona business, girl.
In the corona business.
Well, everybody is on lockdown, so.
A tourist got kicked out of a store in Africa after refusing to use hand sanitizer.
Was they white?
If the bitch don't play.
I knew they was white because white people don't wash their hands.
Don't do that, Dineva. Let me mute your mic.
It's against no law. You're in Ghana. Get out. Get out. This is Ghana law.
So.
Get out. This is Ghana law. Get out. Go to your country. Idiots.
Okay.
Nah. Lee.
What's happening? They need to just, I'm not really sure they're using this new program, SteamYard, but I'm not really sure what's happening right now, but they mic is all messed up. Your mic is messed up.
Your mic is muted.
Cut your mic on. T.S. Madison.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. It's mute.
Well, okay,
Echo.
so Mo was over there
What the
laughing
hell is going on?
because the motherfucker, you know, he from Uganda.
Uganda.
Okay, so now they're using the lady, well, you just seen that fight to the jury people. So the jury people, what do you have to say about that? Are you going to render a verdict guilty or not guilty?
Quarantine with you while you edit this video.
On Harvey Weinstein,
I'll let you touch me on the inside part and call my name.
guilty on Harvey Weinstein.
Yes, beloved.
The last video that they just showed, it was them fighting over sanitizer and
Going back to the doctor.
wake up the coronavirus.
Going back to the doctor. Before you even rolled the video, I knew they was white. White people don't wash their hands.
Don't you be on here talking about white people on my video, Daniva. Don't you do that. Now, you know I do good.
And again, this is a
America, and I went to the bathroom.
this is jury review. I'm pretty sure this is not premiering. I think this is live on Facebook and on YouTube.
Where my sign is?
Allegedly, son.
Okay.
Yes, allegedly.
Craig, we not finna have this Black Power shit on here. We not finna have this.
Jim Jones. Okay, that was the reason, but we didn't really know. We was gonna go. Well, we're gonna
We gonna
And
move
all of them want to work at Boston Market and fix your
Okay.
food without washing their damn hands. Want to work at Piccadilly and serve you without washing their damn hands.
Well, everything is closed, so. Well, we did get that new report for COVID-19 with New York with 11,099 cases reported in New York. Okay, pardon the language in his field discretion is advised.
I'm just telling you how I see it. I think it's just a cultural thing. They just don't wash their hands.
It is a culture.
So you guys gonna sit up there and do that?
So I don't know if they're gonna be bringing some people on. So when they do bring some people, we'll just go ahead and end it because we don't want a copyright strike. We just entertainment purposes, Funky Dineva, T.S. Madison, Chi-Chi, and Craig the Soda Writer here with the Queen Supreme Court emergency session here on docket 303-232-020. And this is the emergency with Funky Dineva as one of the permanent judges.
A meeting amongst the Florida leaders got heated after Commissioner #Omari Hardy called out the mayor for forcing residents to pay to turn their lights back on amid the coronavirus pandemic. Many cities have already decided that utilities will remain on, but Lake Worth Mayor Pam Trilli, this her name, Triolio, has not followed suit. And here go the video.
Look here, you're calling me disrespectful because I've interrupted people, but this gentleman has turned off people's lights in the middle of a global health pandemic. That's what that gentleman did.
Point of order.
And you think I'm disrespectful for interrupting?
Point of order.
This gentleman has had the ability to do any number of things. We could have banned large gatherings. We could have closed the beach. We could have put a moratorium on utility shutoffs.
I recessed.
Also not within your power, and the attorney has held that that's true.
I recessed the meeting.
She walked up the stage.
At the beginning of the meeting, and then you didn't even want to follow the rules that you came up is a banana republic, is what you're turning this place into with your so-called leadership.
Does a recess mean that we will be?
Yes.
I don't care anything about this. I don't care anything about this.
Does
We should have been talking about this last week.
Can
We
we?
cut off people's utilities this week and made them pay what could have been their
Yeah, Chris, go off.
turn their lights on and live
Now that's the type of representative you need in your neighborhood. You need that type of representative.
All right, Donita, we back.
Girl.
Hold on, Craig doing too much typing over there. We'll see you in a minute, Craig. Go ahead, Donita.
Now, you know what? That man was dead ass right because she was dead ass wrong for cutting off people's utilities. Let me tell you something.
And this special time too.
Back to Miami Beach, I made friends with a lot of people in the service industry who are daily workers, weekly workers. And because of this coronavirus, they are unable to pay their bills, do their obligations, and meet their rent. That lady was dead ass wrong in the middle of a health pandemic to make people pay their bills in order to keep their lights and their water and their basic necessities on. People is out here in these streets using their last. People is out here in the streets selling their ass and their food stamps.
I'll mark that on the record.
We need to sell ass. She told us how much to sell it for. Ain't that right, Rosie?
Don't you do Rosie like that. Don't you do Rosie like that.
Okay, so what I do want to say while we're in the distance of that right now, I do want to say that we do have some numbers coming in from the resources of Johns Hopkins. And I want to also take you guys over there to the numbers just to show you guys and for the record what we're looking at as serving as a pandemic for the corona outbreak. And as we also learned too, that a lot of people was asking me about the information that I have brought up on the $1,000 stimulus check. I can tell you that there is information when it comes to that as well. But let me just go ahead and take you guys over to Johns Hopkins and show you guys the current numbers as it stand right now in real time. So when we look at this, we're looking at real numbers on real timing when it comes to the coronavirus and its epidemic, global epidemic. And we can see here that the number has spiked in to 378 to 601. So that's 378,601 with over 100,982 recovering, but it's still continuing to skyrocket as far as death with the number at 16,500. And I do want to say that the U.S. now has suppressed it. If you look on, bring your attention on this side, the U.S. now has suppressed it, the third from the top of China at 43,901. Now, people, I do know that they were saying something about social distancing, and they were also talking about how that they were going to enforce some rules and regulations. Now, I do want to say to a lot of people, unfortunately, we are in a time where we're dealing with this epidemic. But I can tell you, as Americans, we will definitely get through this. However, I do want to say that a lot of people are really panicking, like it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have to go and buy so much stuff off of the shelves and not forget about other people. Buying all of that, all the alcohol, all the alcohol stripes and the sanitizer and the tissue. We don't really need to be doing that. It's not the end of the world. So for us doing that, it's like we're really, really not understanding that we will get through this. And this is something that is not going to be around forever. If you look at, the flu and you look at the common cold, we overcome that. You understand? So we will get through this, but people, we are going crazy like it's the end of the world. So also, I do want to update you guys on $1,000. So the $1,000, so this is what they're saying. They're saying that they don't want to pass this bill because everybody, including people who are not making over 75,000 in salary, under 174,000 in salary. If you're not making in between those numbers, you will not get $1,000 check. And it's unfortunately that people who are losing their jobs every day and who are unemployed, who have bills to be paid, you understand, and rent is due. And for that money to be only to that type of money bracket, they are right. That money is for the rich. It's not for the middle class. It's not for the low class. It's not for those who are suffering on disability and who is disabled. It's not for them. You understand? So if you're going to give every American who is infected or affected by this situation that we never asked for, which government did know ahead of time and could have done something, and then you ask us to social distance ourselves. We will bring the jury back when, let me just go ahead and change this for now, but we'll bring the jury back, and I'll bring this under breaking news. Okay, so I do want to say this. Okay, so so on that $1,000, that is to that's to those people who are receiving or going to receive over 74,000, under 173,000. So people who are making under 73,000, you're definitely not going to get a check. Okay, it's definitely not going to happen. But what they're saying is that this bill needs to be passed for the low income and middle class as well, because it affects everybody. Okay, and not only that, the mayor of New York City had said that they will have to cut back on programs. So what does that mean? Cutting back on programs is going to show that a lot of places will have to enforce cutting back and reducing programming courses just because the economy system is not flowing the way it's supposed to flow, and that people are still losing out, and people such as essential businesses are closed, like tattoo shops, haircuts, salons, different stores. Everybody is affected by the economy. I went outside at 2:30 in the afternoon, p.m., normally where there's people going on the street and shopping and buying everything, but stuff is definitely closed. It definitely took me back to September 11th, 2001, when the streets was deserted and nobody was on the streets because there was a crisis happening in our country. And in this time, it is a medical warfare that is happening chemically with this coronavirus, COVID-19, that's killing people. And so far in New York, it has killed over 99 people, but has injured, or 10,764 people have tested positive for this deadly disease. And I'm saying, people, we are on quarantine, but they're asking for us to be on quarantine for the next 15 days. But again, this money should be for all people and not just for who you feel would be obligated for this. No, those people were not just, those are not the only people. There are other people, okay? There are other people who are looking for their part of the pie. We are citizens just as well as everybody else who's affected by this. Okay, so you can't tell me that this is not good for just some and not good for all. You understand? So we're going to go back into the courtroom and we're going to see what is going on here. And I just wanted to let you guys see this number. So we're just going to go right back into the jury room. Okay? The courtroom. Okay. Let's see what's happening in the courtroom. And we'll bring the jury people back in. What's going on? Okay, we don't really promote violence over here, but we're not really sure what's going on. We just came into the situation. There's like a fighting going on, so we're not gonna really promote that on here. So if there's any fighting going on, ladies and gentlemen, we're cut that out of the scene.
Get out, Dom.
Again, viewer discretion is advised. All right, let's see what's happening.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why that I decided to let the video play all the way through its entirety, turn it down, Mo, please. Through its entirety, is because I just need to see the people come in the room. Because it has circulated online. No, hold on. And when it circulated online, Doniva, right? I only got a piece of it. So I found the whole video. So from what I looked at, it looked like the woman set the camera up over there in the corner. It looked like Trade and his girl, Trade and her.
What's going on, Joe? How you doing? I'm good. I'm just chilling up here on Jury Review. My cousin Joseph, what's good, man? Just glad to see you. Hope everything is going well on your side, man. This is Jury Review with the Queen Supreme Court. We'll be tuning in with Jury Review where T.S. Madison, Funky Doniva is the permanent guest judge and Craig the Stewart the writer. They're doing something new this time, so. And also, too, I want to say happy birthday to my cousin Jerome, John Jerome Dunlap, who turned 36. Happy birthday, getting old, bro. Happy birthday to Latanya Goodwin. Her birthday is today. And I know my cousin Richard's birthday is coming up soon, who will be 40 years old. And Dorothy, her birthday is coming up very soon, which I should be a lovely 23 years old. Okay, so happy birthday to you guys. Okay?
She topped it off with some maze.
But, Doniva, here's the thing. And I don't know, if you're in the comment section, we can see your comments. This is live, okay? And we're going to run some of y'all comments across the screen. Oh, hold on. Somebody say they know them. Who is this? Wait a minute. Who this? Say that they know them. Hold on. The comments moving so quick. It's live, y'all. Hold on. Somebody say they know them because I got questions. Oh, here it goes. Khadijah McCutcheon.
Khadijah, what's the team?
Khadijah, what's the team? Khadijah, you listen. Khadijah, what's up? You say you know them, Khadijah?
Sometimes people be saying stuff and they may not know them just to get, celebrity status.
Khadijah. Because the shit that she was here now her so hard in the head, bitch, my wig shifted to the side. Khadijah, what happened, girl?
She don't know.
When she listened to the baby, she wanted some shit with some bop in it.
No, she don't know she don't know what was going on.
Right down there, because we're watching you, Khadijah. What's the thing?
Khadijah, she don't know what's going on.
Actually, I'm gonna have to take the back seat on this one, because you talking to Harvey Rubin right here. Hold on. What happened to this shit, Harvey Rubin?
So in this situation, the girl and the boy, I guess they was in the commit of then they, how you bust a good nut,
you don't know them people.
But I'm just telling you from the context clue, after you bust a good nut, you go to sleep. See, what happened was you was at this lady's house and you went to sleep with this lady then. So the lady came home, she was real quiet about the situation. She came home, she stopped the phone up.
What?
This is what she was saying in her mind. Well, I'm finna whoop her. I'm finna set my phone up over here. I'm finna get this frying pan out the kitchen from under the sink, in the kitchen with the stove here.
Okay, all this is allegedly. For the jury people, allegedly.
She saw her phone up and she said, you know what? Let me cut the light on if something to hit record. So she went over there, she hit record, then she cut the light on, then she convinced to whoop the lady with the frying pan. I seen the video floating around yesterday, but I never really paid any attention.
Girl, based on your jail record, what type of charge is this girl gonna get? We saw the video.
Aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
That's what we needed to know, bitch. I didn't need a play-by-play of the girl getting beat with the damn frying pan.
Well, I had to let a bitch that got ties with Harvey Rubin come on in here and say what the fuck it is, bitch. I had to. So Khadijah, you say you know them. I'm waiting on your comment. What happened, Khadijah?
She don't know them. She just
Her
lying.
mouth closed because she got enough forehead for that pan to stick.
Well, Khadijah, we don't know them, but we did some research on the internet, and we found out where they at. What's the children's name? Hold on, let me take Khadijah's thing down from here. Hold on.
Okay.
Ooh, Harajuku Kid Barber say premeditated ass whooping, but that skillet hit her head 3 times in her head. Ain't no walking away from that. My God.
That bitch done got up retarded.
She had to lay down retarded in that motherfucker.
No, she might have been 1 point off perfect on the SAT when she laid down, but that bitch woke up retarded.
Pardon what they're saying.
Let's see what the tea is. Hold on.
Jury review, ladies and gentlemen.
No, what other one at? No, go to that one. No, we need to show. We found out that this woman's name is Sierra Dewberry. Hold on, let me move Craig. Doniva. We found out that this woman's name is Sierra Dewberry, the one who was wielding the pot.
Okay.
And how we found out that it was Sierra Dewberry, because we heard the name Sierra. You can see the little braids up there at the top.
I see it.
You see the braids are there at the top. But also, this woman, go ahead to the next thing. She got to go GoFundMe up.
Now she don't beat this woman ass. Now she want us to help her get out of trouble over her no good ass man.
So down here in the GoFundMe, I got the readers on my phone.
If you're just joining, this is Jury Review with T.S. Madison and Funky Doniva. Jury Review, we have the jury people in the background. This is session 03232020 with docket.
See, somebody said in the comment that they ain't helping her with the $5. They say the $5 is ain't for the lawyer. It say go get you some blinds and curtains and things. They ain't even giving her the $5 for that. This is for the curtains.
And I'm laughing because she won $15,000 but only raised $65.
Baby, girl, that's like a book of food stamps, ain't it?
When I went to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, counting is one thing I specialized in, and that ratio was all off.
Hold on, somebody said her name Bambi. Hold on, Doniva. She goes by Bambi. How you know that, A-R-E? How you know she go by Bambi? Oh, she from Griffin? My God, today. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm in the comment. Doniva, you see the comment?
Yeah, I see it. She over there internet panhandling, child. And she live in Griffin. Listen, they got 3 police officers in Griffin. Ain't nobody pressing no charges right with her.
Listen, she may have 3 police. They may have 3 police officers in the bitch head down there too.
But I'm gonna tell you something. I moved to dismiss this case because you wrong for laying in that woman bed with her man. Let me tell you something. You can't do wrong to a motherfucker and tell them how mad to get. Okay?
Always say that.
You always say that. You always running the risk when you land up getting dicked down by somebody else's man.
Ooh, hold on. Wait a minute. Doniva, wait. Ashley Haynes say that's his mama house. And his messy family let her in to beat that girl ass.
She was mad. They were sleeping in the bed. She brought him and raped him.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is all allegedly. Again, this is the new version, I believe, with the Queens Supreme Court. And this is Judge T.S. Madison along with with Funky Doniva, who is our permanent judge. I know the jury people are definitely trying to understand. They are going through the comments. This is a new program that the Madison is using. I'm not really sure if they're doing this because of quarantine reason, but they're doing this just to probably interact with the guests. But again, we don't really know if we have a docket here, we caught in at a different time. So right now they're still deliberating on the what we just tuned in, where someone was getting beat up on a bed. So we don't really know. So if anything, we've been in the verdict. But right now, again, we're just keeping you updates on the COVID-19 and coronavirus and numbers that are coming out of the state and city during this broadcast.
Bitch, okay. Do you move to dismiss the case? Oh,
No,
they say
I'm moving to get him a
dismiss.
She need a guardian and item. We got to get a. We got to.
Oh yeah, we out. Listen, we don't. Listen, that's too deep for us.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. She live in Griffin. She drove down to the coronavirus to get fucked by Junior. They fucked it to.
Okay.
She went to sleep and woke
Please.
up
The unappropriate.
Name to French toast and move it.
Please. Unappropriate language. Okay.
They say Janice say she with you on this one, Doniva. Yeah, we gon' listen. We don't know nothing about it. We was watching it on Facebook just like everybody else, girl. So, girl, we ain't got nothing to do. We the dishonorable judges. We ain't got no business judging nobody, but we do. So, I mean, at the end of the day, girl, it is what it is.
Yeah, but I'm gonna let HRS handle this one.
I don't know. I'm seeing stories about 6ix9ine, and I just got an email on 6ix9ine. I know I read about that.
Speaking of protective services, there's a video floating around of a man licking grocery store carts, bitch.
I bet he white.
Is this the guy who says man infecting with coronavirus goes?
So this video ain't got no sound. Oh, it's just him play it again, Mo.
What I said. That's white people activity.
Oh, this guy's saying he has the coronavirus and he's going around. What is wrong with these people?
Sounds of white.
Don't do that, Doniva. Don't do that. Don't you do that, Doniva. The black children do shit too. Don't do that.
Bitch, we don't lick no grocery cart. We might lick their puss. We might lick their ass. We might lick their blunt. I wanna feel your heart and soul inside of me. Let's make a deal. I'll roll you lick and we can just fly away to ecstasy. That's that Tony Braxton, you making me high. I'll roll you lick. But we ain't licking no grocery cart.
Okay, so the jury people are going to find him guilty because with all this coronavirus going on, you don't want to be licking stuff. Like, people got to put their hands down on those carts. That's disgusting.
But bitch, she got the hell on up out of there. Roll that beautiful footage, Mo.
She gone. She gone.
Listen, mama say, listen, I don't know what y'all got going on over there, but I ain't got nothing to do with it, bitch. They done set me free, let me go.
Oh yeah, they are releasing people from jail.
That bitch was trying out for the next one, okay? She said she getting the fuck out of Dodge.
She was like, set me free, set me free. Come into my planet soul. Come into my planet soul. Set me, bitch, that whole ass child.
Let me tell you something. Well, Chi-Chi, you been in prison. They down there at TGK, bitch. When they released you, bitch, did you have to run like that when you was down at the arcade?
No, I was never in prison. Oh.
Y'all, I'm at a party. Y'all see my friend Carmencita. She said they out there in the living room listening. Carmencita said, "Welcome to my planet song."
Yes. Come on, Carmencita. Listen, when you got locked up, Carmencita, for having them titties out like that, when they let you free, did you run too? Look at her.
Set me free.
Yeah.
Set me free. Set me free. That was.
Bitch,
Okay.
I told you we done had the Corona party.
Y'all at the Corona party. Listen, I'm trying to get through these cases, Daniva. I'm trying to get through it with you, cause bitch, I know you down there to the party. You can't be quarantined too long, honey.
All right. They busting in the room trying to party, honey.
Yeah.
Set you free. Set you free.
Yeah, that is true. You could, because, you know, the disease do sit on the surface for a long time. And for him to be doing that, that's really disgusting. I think that's really, really disgusting. You're absolutely right. He should go to jail for that. I'm not really sure what's going on with the Queen's Supreme Court right now. But
Mama said she got napkins, girl.
we do know that
She got napkins down there.
the jury people are waiting for the docket, but the docket ain't, this is something new, what they're doing on the docket. I've never really seen this before since we have dealt with the Queen's Supreme Court. We do know that we have the dishonorable Judge T.S. Madison and also Funky Dineva.
You just told people you don't like people coming out to the internet telling your business. She done came out there and say, bitch, y'all have some bubble guts tonight if you want to. Y'all hoes is in trouble, bitch. All right, let's bring Craig back. Craig, what's next up on the docket, hoe?
Next thing up on the docket is that toilet fight in the grocery store. Or it looks like it's a Family Dollar or Dollar General.
Let us see. Roll that footage, Mo.
Okay, this is a guy licking a cart, which is disgusting. Okay, we have lost footage, audio.
Because Mo ain't got the toilet tissue thing together, child.
Quarantine with that Nigerian pipe. Somebody rocking, knocking double.
Alright, well, speaking of toilet tissue and boot knocking, do we got this next thing up here? Do we got it? Because we going to have to go get it. Alright, next up on the court ledger, honey, is Andrew Gilliam.
Again?
Girl, you so damn country.
You say I'm country. Let me move Craig out the way.
Yeah.
Not even, ain't this your cousin?
Bitch, I can't
Pictures of Governor Andrew Gilliam nude and vomiting in gay party hotel room leaks. Graphic.
Move Gilliam out the way, Mo.
Okay, so again, we reported Gilliam on the show, and again, they are just still bringing him up on the docket that this man is gay, allegedly, because he came to the rescue to help his friend.
Now, who got a bigger dick, Andrew Gilliam or Mo?
You say what?
Who got
Why would they even show this?
I don't know what Mo got between his legs, Dineva. And I damn sure can't see what Andrew Gilliam got because he like white girls. He ain't thinking about
Oh boy.
you.
Okay, we're not gonna show that. Jury people, ignore that, please, because again, we don't really like when people do this about public figures. The man said that he was going to rehab, and I know at some point you guys are saying that y'all wanted to know about him, and this information that's being brought up by the judge, we do know that he was on the docket again, but to show those photos are just absurd. It's ridiculous.
Set up. However, that does not exonerate him of his behavior because he put himself in a situation.
He said he was inebriated and he was drunk. Okay, and he said he was going to rehab. Okay, after we already seen the police report.
Set him up to get these pictures.
He was not set up. He was not set up. He was coming to the rescue.
He thought because he wasn't dealing with the black girls that he was gonna get shackled, girl.
Most definitely. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I don't want anybody to recognize me, I go to white spaces.
No. See, that's the thing. He was rescuing jury people. He was rescuing his friends. So obviously, he was rescuing his friends. The Queen Supreme Court brought this up on a docket before that, being though that Andrew Gilliam, who is the former mayor of Tallahassee and candidate for the from governor of Florida, he came to the rescue for his two friends who happened to be in a hotel room in Florida. We looked at the report. Gilliam was inebriated. He was drunk. He said that he did not or partake anything when it came to whatever substance, suspected substance of meth that was found in a baggie on a bed next to his friend who was having an alleged overdose. So again, they took him to the hospital and then they brought him, he went home. Gilliam said that he was going to rehab. It is what it is. Now the Queen Supreme Court right here again is continuing to bring him up on a docket, which I feel that they need to let this rest. They brought him up before. We showed you guys the police report, and they brought him up again with these graphic pictures of him laying naked in the room, which with his private part covered. We don't need that, okay? That is just really unnecessary, okay? What if there is a photo of them, of someone in their family that's being surfaced on the internet? You understand? And this is not, he has a kid, he has a wife. This is not the type of publicity that this man needs. And for him to be brought up on a docket, it's like, come on now, ladies and gentlemen. Jury, I'm saying please scratch that from the record.
Not allow me to be the real me. I think the funnest thing about me being Dineva is real life. See what I'm saying? I'm never going to be the person to sell Tide laundry detergent, but Absolute Vodka will put my name on their brand. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the family-friendly brand, and I purposely didn't set out to create this image that I could not uphold. That shit gets heavy, especially when it's not you. And when you get a little liquor in you, you forget the character that you're supposed to play, and you revert to being the real you, whether that's being a skirt or playing in dirt. You know what I'm saying?
According to sources, he had more than a little liquor in him, honey. He had everything in it.
No, he didn't. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, allegedly, okay, that is not what that police report said. He only had alcohol. It wasn't even an alcohol. Nobody don't even know what he was tested for, put it like that. Okay? They said he was inebriated. That's it. What they just said, allegedly. We don't know if this man had meth in his system, marijuana in his system. We don't know that. Okay? So for people to say that, again, what I said before, when the cat crossed the street, let it be the cat just crossed the damn street. Don't say the cat jumped up on a car, he did a backflip, then he did a somersault off the car, and then he crossed the street. That's not what happened, ladies and gentlemen. And for what people to put that type of business out there, it is a no-go. You understand? Stop it. Just stop doing that. Just stop doing that. Like, you don't need to be putting business out there that's not true. I don't like when people do that, because when you slander someone's name out there, you can get sued for that. You understand? And they think they can't get it to get sued, the Queen Supreme Court, to get sued for slandering people's name. No matter how much entertainment you're putting it out there, no one is saying stop putting this information out there. That's not true. Jury people, again, mark that from the record.
All of it is overboard. The blood pressure machine, the blood pressure cuff, to get that, they use it as a tourniquet to get that vein right. To get that vein right so they could shoot up. So the implication with that blood pressure machine is that they was doing meth, crushing pills, doing alcohol, shooting up, and fucking and hunching all over the Mandarin Oriental. Let me tell you something. That's just way too much.
Allegedly.
I'm not buying none of that.
So you think he was
they did better sprinkling some Johnson and Johnson's baby powder up under his nose and the rest of that shit alone. Like,
so he was set up, basically what you said.
Of course,
Yeah, so let him go.
this man is in rehab. Andrew Gillum is in rehab, and it is what it is.
His ass was in there doing.
Okay, we're not gonna watch. We're not gonna see these photos. Okay, we disapprove of watching photos and showing that to the jury people. It's just not gonna happen. Okay, people shouldn't be putting photos up there of individuals. Come on now.
So we gonna finally let Andrew Gilliam go.
Just let him go.
Because the court of public opinion gonna sentence his ass to life in prison. So
let him go. Like, please do not put him on the docket. He was on the docket. He was on the docket last week.
Florida, some good justice too.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of some good justice, a school fight caught on video. A bitch was hit with a chair. Do we got that?
Okay.
All right.
What the hell is going on here? Jury people, this is a fight in school. Now, school is out, but right now, this is an incident where a student threw a chair at somebody and now they fighting. If you have any questions or comments right here on the show, please submit them. Keep it cute right here, right now. If you just joined us, this is Jury Review. Welcome to the show. If you have any questions or comments that you would like to have on the show, appear on the box below, let me know. Type it in the box here on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. This is the Queens Supreme Court with Dishonorable Judge C.S. Madison and also Permanent Judge Funky Dineva, which is the emergency summons. And behind me is the jury people who are here yet again to deliberate any verdict on the docket here today. Okay?
And the worst person you could ever fight is a scared person.
And I believe they're doing this because everybody is on quarantine.
Hold on.
We covered this story. He did not meet them on Grindr. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Every last three of them people that he knew, he killed all three of them.
That's a lie. He did not meet them on Grindr.
And after he met them on Grindr, they took him to a sex party. And after they took him to a sex party, after the sex party,
That's a lie.
he left, but he ended up coming back to their house and ended up killing all three of them.
That's a lie. He met him at the gas
That
station.
didn't count. So whatever.
Candy Hendricks said he met them at the gas station.
Yes.
The story, it was an article that they met on Grindr.
No. He met him at the gas station.
They say he go on Grindr a lot. He
No. Met him at the gas station.
Y'all talking about this on my YouTube.
Here it goes. Somebody said this trade needs to stop. Just come out the closet and find your way to the house. Damn.
Well, they're gonna help him out the closet down to the jailhouse. So
Well, he already was found guilty. Go back to court April 13th.
Trade just killing people. It's time to leave the trade alone. They are confused, retarded asses. So okay, so let me ask you this. If we don't mess with the trade, what we gonna mess with? Because don't nobody want to be gay no more. The gays don't want to mess with the gays. The gays say they bisexual. They it's just too much. Nobody don't want to be.
After what just happened to Andrew Gillum, he available.
He already was found guilty. They already found him guilty.
Aggravated. I mean, not aggravated, but like.
He got 3 counts of murder, an attempted murder, and possession of weapons. He found this trade at the gas station, and I covered this story on my show. So if you guys want the real story, you guys can come up on here and watch the video.
Klaus, don't let nobody stuff you back in there, bitch. If you get in the car with Trade and he pulling his seat all the way back to the back, push that nigga out like Gucci did that girl, bitch, doing 100 miles an hour, bitch.
Okay, we're not promoting any violence up here or anything. Okay? Okay, so this is jury review. Okay.
He was the most disgusting person that I've ever worked with in this business. And I don't go around bad-mouthing people, but the experience that I had, and I was 10 years in, you know, and you really don't learn what you're doing until you get about 15, even 20 years in, really learning what you're doing. And I'm really happy to be there with this legend. Good time. That's black. Good time. That's JJ. Dynamite. Yeah. And he hates when you say that. And I'm like, that's what puts food on your table. So like, I wish I had a catchphrase. And he comes in the green room. He sees me. I stand up and I introduce myself. I say, hey, I'm Samson. I'm opening for you tonight. He goes, hold up, what's your Samson? And I'm like, me, I'm your feature tonight. Interesting. He leaves out of the room. About 10 minutes later, his manager comes back in with a white envelope. We were at All Stars Comedy Club in Alexandria, Virginia. And she hands me a white envelope and she says, I don't know how to tell you this, but we won't be needing your services tonight. So I want to make sure that you got paid. So she wrote me a check out of her own pocket. And she said, Mr. Walker doesn't want you to open the show tonight. And she wouldn't tell me why. So I stayed, and he got up on stage, and he said, can you believe they're going to have a bag open the show for me tonight? Wow. And then he said, he made AIDS jokes. He said things about Ellen DeGeneres. So he was like, he said, you know, Ellen, I came up with Ellen on the circuit, and she needs some dick, so take the dick out his mouth and put up her ass. And he said some really nasty things, and I wouldn't sit here and make
Allegedly.
You can't make that up. He was the nastiest. For the nastiest.
Allegedly.
Do you believe it?
I mean, quite. We ain't never seen Jimmy JJ Walker to be linked with no woman.
Allegedly.
That's number one, and number two, I always say, especially to black men, of all the things that plague black men, when you preoccupied with homosexuality and the trans and what does that say about you? That you so preoccupied of all the things you could have picked out to be upset with about that night, that was the one thing. You could have said, I didn't want that man to open for me because his shoes was dirty. I didn't want that man to open for me because he was inexperienced. I didn't want that man to open for me because he was young. I didn't want that man to open for me because he was ugly. But you chose gay. What does that say about you?
Yay!
It ain't even like this man is a queen. It ain't even like he flaming. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, he's the type of brother that you wouldn't have even known he was gay unless he had said so. But what does that say about
Well, unless
you?
you slept with him.
Is Jimmy J.J. Walker, let me tell you one thing that you got not going for yourself. You got something going for you that's worse than gay. Bitch, you ugly.
Dynamite!
You ugly.
Oh, he's talking about him.
Been blown up by Dynamite, okay? I didn't even know he was still working quiet as a scout.
Oh, he's talking about JJ from Good Times.
Yeah. And they be the trade. They be over there trying to kill the children.
Listen,
If you just joined in, this is Jury Review with T.S. Madison and also Funky Dineva. But this is Jury Review going down with docket 032322000. And we have on a docket for Jury Review, and they're doing this because of quarantine. People are quarantined.
Did you see this Dineva down to the thing?
She choked the shit out this woman.
There it goes.
Oh boy. What the hell is going on here? They need to take her off the plane. Like, they need to, like, charge her and take her off the plane. Jury people, this is a prime example of impatience and people are all up in your space. Now, I wonder what they're going to do when they say social distancing, when they put somebody on the plane. That does not look 6 feet close from each other. They're right up on each other, so unbelievable.
Somebody get up in your face and want to beat your ass, they revert to their most deadly weapon, the white woman tears. A white woman is America's semi-precious jewel.
Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and end this session because I do know that the Queen's Supreme Court will continue to go on until the wee hours. And I do know that the jury people behind me are definitely, you know, ready to go and call it a night. But I do want to go and check in on the Johns Hopkins numbers of statistics to show you guys the latest numbers and the coronavirus COVID-19 and the global cases in this pandemic. And I can tell you that right here, we are still at 378,606 cases, and at 100,000 on this side, where it shows recovering, but the total of deaths are continuing to rise. With on here, the confirmed case in the United States is third in line at 43,901. And I was just reading some of these numbers that was coming from out of New York, and as of now, the numbers of each borough comes in from New York as far as the coronavirus. Currently, there are 3,050 cases in Queens, 2,324 cases in Manhattan, 3,000 1,154 cases in Brooklyn, 1,564 cases in the Bronx, and 666 cases in Staten Island. Okay, again, this is the Johns Hopkins coronavirus COVAX global cases by Center for Systems and Science Engineers. And I wanted to bring that to you right here and right now. Okay, so at this time, I want to take this time to thank the jury people for coming in and being here yet again for the Queens Supreme Court that went down. So we're just going to go ahead and send these guys on home. So I'll see you guys later. So adios. Okay. So again, this has been jury review. And I do know that we are in the quarantine state of effect in the United States. We are on what is called a 15-day mandatory lockdown, where they have issued essential businesses throughout the states and cities through executive orders, through the mayor, and also through the governors of these great cities. Everyone is going through a point break and yet a setback when it comes to our economy and the down market and the 401k plans. A lot of people have either got laid off or was told not to come back to work due to the coronavirus impact. And I do want to touch bases on the $1,000 stimulus check that I had brought up, where they did say that the bill has a no-go in the Senate because of the information that is being put out there, where they're saying this money is a no-go for the low class and for the middle class. The $1,000 will only go to people who are making over $75,000 and under $173,000, which definitely does not touch anybody in our low income, anybody who is disabled, and those who are in middle class. Okay. So it's a no-go. So they're saying definitely that won't work. And I'm saying that people are affected by this, whether or not they're infected and affected by it. And I think majority of the businesses that are hurt the most are more like the middle class and the low class. So everyone's entitled to money, not just all Americans. Last time I checked, they say that the debt clock, they say that each of citizens is worth over $15,000. So if anything, if the mayor is telling people to cut back on essential services, then everybody's going to be hit across the board. But definitely household people are suffering the most, especially if they're talking about that this is going to go on for the next 6 months or even way beyond, probably 9 months or something. My thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, if we're in a lockdown and all these businesses are closing and they're talking about social distancing and they're talking about only the pharmacies are supposed to be open and grocery stores are supposed to be open and these places take out food and stuff. What happens when you go into the supermarket? Social distancing. How are you going to practice social distancing if that's the only place open? How are you going to practice social distancing in the pharmacy? Okay, and then if the White House is talking about social distancing, yeah, we see the social distancing with the news people, but it seems like when we see these conferences, they're definitely not practicing social distancing because they are standing right next to each other. You understand? And that's not giving the person 6 feet or arm length from each other. You understand? And then another thing I was saying that on the buses, they only open up the back doors, but they don't open up the front doors, so they don't want people next to them. So if you have a chain that's stopping people from going up to the front and it's but that much space there, how do you social distance, from that? How do you social distance from that? And then last but not least, how do you tell people if you're a police officer And when you tell police officers, if you see kids in a park and they're next to each other, you're going to go up to them and you intervene and say social distancing. This is not the time that we're living in. We should not be enforcing this, telling us people that we cannot pick and choose who we want to be around. I don't see how that's going to stop down the spread or slow down the spread of the virus. You understand? Because you can't be next to someone. We've been our whole entire lives in this country being next to someone and loving and caring on someone and just being friends next to someone. But now you tell us to stay away, and then you tell us to practice this for 15 days or less than 6 months, and then we're supposed to just say, hey, we brainwashed, and then we're supposed to go back to our everyday living. We should not have been enforcing these rules in the first place. We are a resilient country. We will get through this. You understand? So I don't understand why everybody's panicking. If you clean your house and you clean your area the way you're supposed to, then you wouldn't have to worry about these problems. If you sneeze in your arms and wash your hands and sanitize your hands every day, you wouldn't have to be walking around with masks and walking around with eye protections. If we had this all in place, okay, and the government, each presidency should have been ready, even in a global epidemic, they should have this stuff already ready. China has more people than us, and I'm sure they have no problem with ventilators. I'm sure they're not arguing who gets the mask or who gets gloves. I'm sure they're not going through that because right now it seems like New York, Washington State, and California is all arguing who gets what and where. When we all need to come together for all of us in this great country, and that is America, the United States of America. You understand? And I just say, people, don't get scared. Don't get scared and continue to live your everyday life, even though it has been alternate because the government tells you that you cannot social distance it, or you cannot go to school, or you cannot watch this or see this or see that. Once this is all over, then what? All I'm saying is, if you're going to give money to one person, you got to give money to all, okay? You leaving out a whole chunk of services, a whole chunk of people that is suffering the most, and that is low income and middle income people. You got to do this for all. When Andrew Yang was running for president, he said $1,000 for every citizen. It can happen, okay? So if you're just giving $1,000 to just citizens that's making over $75,000, under $173,000 in salary, you got to be kidding me. That's not what Andrew Yang was talking about. He was talking about $1,000 a month for every citizen. So if you want to give a person a stimulus check in the help of this economy, then you got to do this for everybody, not just for all. So you can't pass this bill thinking that you have everybody in mind, and it doesn't show. It still shows that you're giving money to the rich people. And where's this money coming from? According to the debt clock, it's going to come from the GDP. The GDP that you have enough to give every America $1,000. Andrew Yang was going to do it. Get with him. I don't understand. And it's kind of messed up because, again, majority of those people are not suffering. The people, the low-income people, they're losing their jobs. They're getting laid off. They don't know how they're going to pay for the next month rent because they ain't got jobs coming in. They got money coming in because they live in paycheck to paycheck. The majority of them are not on salary. And then people who are going for unemployment. It's just ridiculous. And for those who are looking to file their income taxes, it has been extended to July 15th. Okay? So July 15th is where you can, that's the deadline for the extension of the filing your income taxes. So come on now. People are giving me stories and saying, hey, Kareem, when are they going to do this? They say April the 6th or May the 18th. Again, this money needs to be given to all people. Okay? All people. Okay? Okay, so I'm done on that. And also, too, I do want to shout out to Daquan Jones, to Al Nicholson, to everyone over with the American Studio News and Social T. Also, I do want to let you guys know at the beginning of this broadcast, we did play a song as in a song, music release song for our friends. So the information is in the description. Okay, so we have prayed the promo song, and we're going to pray the promo song at the end of the show. Okay, so without further ado, thank you guys so much. And for more information, you guys can go to the blog page. Okay, so you guys tune in to our poem song of the evening. Bye.
Her hear what I want her to hear. This game, this how you play. This how you catch a bitch, man. You know, you niggas don't know. You know, all this. Hey, you heard ABC? It's ABPs. Always be playing. Always.
Okay, we actually gonna roll it again.
Up to me to let her hear what I want her to
Sorry
hear.
about that.
This game, this how you play.
Take it
this
away.
how you catch a bitch, man. You know, you niggas don't know. You know, all this. Hey, you heard ABC? It's ABPs. Always be playing. Always. You never just say something out your mouth, man. Especially when somebody can hear.
Bitch, you know my game tight. You can make me wrong, now how you gon' make it right? Give Cali marijuana in my bone, take a flight. She remind me of the ladies in my song. This my type. Type a nigga name and then see a pimp pop up. Even the most sedity ones behind the tents, my sluts. Lying when I tell the truth, they all convinced I fucked. Who the leader witnesses, they couldn't print my cover. I'm on the worldwide tour, getting to it's my plan. And fucking all the bitches I can. She got a date with the dope man. I'ma get it high, leaving none. Mr. Hef, aka he the one. You got me here, now what we doing? There's a line outside our options that I could be screwing. Fighting with my conscience, cause it's you that I'm pursuing. Kick it with that nonsense where you exit and let to it. Spent the whole day stressing by the morning, I'll be straight. If I told the motor that we're calling, I'll be fake. Please my fucking number, no responses to mistakes. As good as how I'm doing good, compliments to hate. I'm on the worldwide tour, getting to it's my plan. And fucking all the bitches I can. She got a date with the dope man. I'ma get it high, leaving none. Mr. Hef, aka.
So when you say the first thing, yeah, baby, you know, I'm hearing, right? Oh, wow, she's already conjured up the bullshit she didn't heard. She ain't listening to you no more. So what I'm saying is, you gotta understand that first. And then you gotta understand the way that you actually use this to your advantage is to not be like that. You know, when the bitch say some stupid ass fucking shit, all right, I'm gone.
She on a pill, I'm on that pink. Her legs on my shoulders, her ass on my sinks, my phone ringing. She ain't even blinking, shit kept ringing. Wonder what he must think. I ain't got the time, baby, don't quit him. Pillow on her FaceTime, pillow talk with him. I bag him up, brag him, then forget him. Knock some years off him, let you niggas babysit him. I'm on the worldwide tour, getting to it's my plan. And fucking all the bitches I can. She got a date with the dope man. I'ma get it high, leaving none. Mr. Hef, aka he the one.
You know, I ain't gotta spend my time with you. You know, if you wanna fuck with me, fine. It's about pimping with me. But about me trying to convince you that I'm pimping, you know, fuck you, bitch. There's way too many motherfucking hoes out there for me to go fuck with. Than to sit up in here and try to talk you into fucking with me, bitch. You know, make me look little to sit up in here and try to talk your motherfucking bitch ass into, you know, fucking with me. You know, if you can't see it, then, you know, you lose. I'm the motherfucking prize. You know, I'm the prize. You're not the prize. I can have 7 motherfuckers like you. You can't never find another motherfucker like me.